today we are going to look at this chart from today. We're looking at the S&P SPY, and we're looking at it on the daily time frame on the 1 minute chart. We currently have three indicators open on this chart: the VWAP and two moving averages. So as you can see over here, the majority of the movement took place within the first hour and a half of the market open. And that's where a lot of people trade in that market open period. As we can see over here, there was a lot of bearish momentum, and a lot of people probably shorted the market today. So um, we can see that it just went bearish as soon as the market opened. But let's zoom in over here, specifically this part right here, where the VWAP is. So this is where the majority of people will lose money, and this is where the majority of people will get into the trade at the right time. So let's just take a look at this. As we can see, here's our VWAP. The first VWAP break is at 935, touches VWAP, goes below, and this could be a sign for many people to enter. Um, this is why entries and exits are so important, and it's why it's so important to practice and to work on. Because you may think of the market moves quickly, and if you enter into a short over here and think that you're going to close out right over here as well, if it goes back above, you might be able to, but depending on how much you're trading, you can lose money as well, and it could be a lot. So let's take this for example. The market goes down, and then there is a bullish candle as well, but it breaks above the VWAP. And see, if people see this, a person who doesn't have the correct trading strategy or psychology or entry time, they might exit over here, exit over here, lose some, and they realize it goes back down. So it goes over here, bang, up, down. They don't know where it's going. Then it goes down, and they might think it's continually going down, but then it fluctuates. And over here, it looks like a solid candle, a solid entry because it's not touching, but then it goes back up and you might close out and lose more. And then it might go back down, re-enter over here, but then it goes back up and then you might lose more over here because you might think it's turning around and you might exit. You might get into a buy and then realize that it turns back around and you might lose more. And this goes on. So how do you really handle this? How do you know when to enter and when to exit? Well, that is a question that a lot of traders are struggling with, and a lot of people need help with this. But here's one thing that you could do. You can check the support and resistance levels. Take, for example, over here. This is one of the support levels. As we can see, it breaks it over here from the pre-market. Um, but then it goes back up, but then the next one is right over here, and this could also be a good entry point. Either that or being able to set your stop loss at the right place and stay in the trade and develop that patience. So let's zoom back in over here. A lot of people suggest that you should trade on the second candle that's not touching the web. As we can see here, it doesn't really work because it goes back up. You could lose. So what do? You really have to just watch the market and take a risk. Know that you will lose, but know that closing in and out of positions and not having stop losses are a bad idea. So I would rather enter into a short over here, set my stop loss to maybe, let's see, maybe this level over here, and stay in the trade. Now I might stop out, but then it's important to watch the market, maybe at the right moment when, say for example over here, it breaks the support, re-enter, knowing that it's below both of our indicators, knowing that it's below the VWAP, can re-enter. Keeping an eye on the market, many people might exit the trade over here, but they might re-enter over here because it breaks the lower low. They might ride it through. So it takes practice and time. It's like swimming or riding a bike. It takes practice and time. You're doing it yourself. There's no other thing that you can do. There's no other strategy or indicator. Maybe there's a robot that you can use, artificial intelligence or something like that, but it really comes down to getting in at the right moment, positioning. So that's it for the day.